In today's video, we're going to be talking about Igris. Igris is one of the strongest beings in solo leveling. So the first time we see Igris is when Sung Jin-woo is basically solo clearing a solo dungeon, and he goes in there and has this spectacular battle against Igris. And before Sung Jin-woo met him, his enemy name, or his NPC name, was Blood Commander, or Red Blood Commander Igris. And so they went ahead and they duked it out. I would say this is probably one of the best fights, or one of the best fights in solo leveling. Panels were awesome. There was lots of back and forth between them because Sung Jin-woo wasn't really that powerful. He was almost near S rank hunter, but he was like A rank I think at the time, and they were going back and forth, and it was a really nice fight. But in the end, Sung Jin-woo always goes ahead and gets the dub just because he has unlimited items, unlimited space, and he has just unlimited levels. So he went ahead and beat Commander Igris, and then he went ahead and used Shadow Extraction. Now, if you guys don't know what Shadow Extraction is, Sung Jin-woo is basically a necromancer, so he goes ahead and used Shadow Extraction, which is the necromancy skill that he basically gained the dungeon that made him gain the system. So what Shadow Extraction, the definition of Shadow Extraction is that it revives the enemy that you killed. It can only be revived if it's, that's weaker than you, but only like a little bit, and you get to basically add it to your Shadow Army. And so that's what Sung Jin-woo did. He went ahead and added Igris to his Shadow Army, and he called him Igris just because he thought Blood Commander Igris was a little cringy, so he just shortened the name to Igris. And then after that, throughout the story, Igris is always with Sung Jin-woo, battling with him, always trying to train with him, and he's always throughout the story helping Sung Jin-woo out with countless dungeons. And I think that Igris is probably one of the coolest looking shadows out of all the shadows that he has. He's a knight with a long sword, and he's just like a fencer, gladiator type of combat. And he just goes in there and tries to swiftly kill his opponents. But according to his power level kind of in solo leveling, he was only able to basically go to Elite Knight, which is like the hierarchy in Sung Jin-woo's army, which was almost at the top. And then Beru and Belion started joining the ranks, so Igris kind of got pushed down the ranks because Igris, Beru and Belion were way above his level. But then he started to come back when Sung Jin-woo awoke in his powers, so it allowed Igris to basically climb the levels again because he wasn't plateaued at the time because of Sung Jin-woo's power. So he went to Elite Knight, to Grand Marshal, or not Grand Marshal, but Marshal, and he was basically one of the generals of Sung Jin-woo's army. So that's really all we know. We know that he's a badass knight. He climbed the ranks of Sung Jin-woo's army because Sung Jin-woo got new powers. And something that I also forgot to mention is that he gave the Demon King's longsword to him, which made him even more powerful. But he still couldn't, he still couldn't surpass Beru and Belion, but we will be talking about them in the next episodes. So keep tuned and leave a comment in the comment section if you guys have any questions, or who you guys most excited for in the anime. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Go.